A quick heads up on this one before I start. When you win a fight in this game, the screen flashes pretty severely for an extended period. It really is worse than most Famicom games, and there's no way for me to edit around it. Quick version for those people who need to duck out. It's a historically significant game that's also really awful. Okay, on with the show. I'm a little bit surprised that it's taken me this long to reach Bon Presto. They're going to be one of the dominant Japanese video game publishers of the 1990s, and they've actually been around as an arcade and computer game developer for a while. Their first big hit was Pengo for Sega. This is their first Famicom game, though. The key there was that in 1989, Bon Presto, which was then called Hoei Sangyo, was acquired by Bandai. They changed the company name to reflect the new owner, and Bandai put them in charge of making games for some of their most popular properties. And the clever thing that Bon Presto came up with was, rather than making one game for Kamen Rider and another game for Gundam and another game for Ultraman, they decided to start slamming all of these properties together. And that makes SD Battle Oozumou one of the most significant games that people outside of Japan don't know about. It's the first game in what would be dubbed the Compati Hero series, a very long-running series of games in which characters from Ultraman, Gundam, and Kamen Rider all get together for some kind of game. They might play dodgeball against each other, or compete on the soccer field, or have a beat-em-up, or go to a pachinko parlor, or, in the case of this game, get together and compete in sumo matches. It's pretty clear that the Compati Hero series just consists of whatever game Bon Presto had laying around, with the characters then slammed into it. And I'm going to let you know a little secret here. 90% of them aren't very good games. There's one sub-series that I have some fondness for some of the games, and we'll get to that when one of them comes out on the Famicom. But the rest, well, you really don't need them. And unfortunately, that includes SD Battle Oozumou. At the start of the game, you choose if you want to play a proper tournament or take part in an exhibition match. The exhibition matches are just one fight, and you could choose to play against the computer or another human. They also require that you take part in this button-pushing mini-game to select which character you'll be fighting with. And that's really not fun. If you select Tournament, then you get to pick from any character. There's 5 each from Ultraman, Gundam, Super Sentai, and Kamen Rider. Plus, there's 2 original characters. And the 5 characters you have to pick from in each franchise tend to be from different series as well. Once you've picked out who you're going to fight as, then it's off to the ring. And here's where SD Battle Oozumou is really let down. The A button slaps, and the B button does grapple moves, and both of those are kind of in theory. In practice, the slapping doesn't work half the time. Enemies have a reach that is far exceeding how their graphics appear, and your grapple moves are not really great. Grappling is done by mashing the B button while you're pushing in a direction, and if you're pushing up, you'll just lift them up and hold them there for a while. That's your most effective move to drain their energy. Pushing away from them will do a little toss and switch your positions around. That's how you're going to want to end battles. Drain their energy and then perform that move and you'll toss them out of the ring. The red bar can be roughly equivalent to your health, while the blue bar is kind of your stamina, and as it runs out, you lose the ability to perform certain moves. There's a super move that you can perform when you have a lot of stamina. You have to be standing away from your opponent, and it's fired off by hitting the A button. The Kamen Rider characters do a kick that you have to steer, while most of the other characters just shoot a beam. That's all there is to the combat, so it's really repetitive and really boring. There's no jockeying for position. You won't go out of the ring unless your energy gets weak. Slaps are either overwhelmingly powerful as enemies get stuck in a loop, or they're totally ineffective. Grappling's your best bet, but all you do is just stand there and mash. At each tournament, you have to fight everybody, and then when it's over, you get your win-loss record, a password, and you might move up or down a rank. When you have 1,000 wins under your belt, then you get a very brief animation of your character that acts as the ending screen. That's literally all there is to playing SD Battle Oozumou. It's the same very basic battles over and over again. I don't know why you'd want to try to win 1,000 bouts. I played about 50 with a slightly over 50% win rating, and I was bored out of my skull. Which I guess makes this a good example of the Kompati Hero series. This is a bad sumo game with a bunch of characters grafted onto it for no real reason other than to juice sales. It fits right in with all of the baseball, dodgeball, and soccer games.